Hello, welcome to Steady Growth Academy, where potentials are unlocked. Patience was the last episode we treated after our series of locking potential review of last year. It was important because a lot are impatient to tarry for a while. They stop without knowing that they are at the verge of breakthrough. Today, we will be looking at another threat that has a lot to do with adaptability to the demands of the moment. And that is what we call dynamism, or being dynamic. I am Uchenna Tabo Onilofo, bringing you good tidings from Steady Growth Academy. Things and seasons change in course of time. To understand and flow with them or with the trend is very important in our quest to unlock potentials. When things don't grow, they reduce in height. Or in breadth. Either way, there must be a movement in size. Bigger, smaller. It means that all things can be said to be subject to change, either for the better or for worse. Some take very long, others not. However, there must be a shift. The ability to read in between lines of that trend in the circumstance or season with the right and timely response is what I consider dynamism, or being dynamic in the context. Fixation and obsession, when it comes to some issues, can be very frustrating and detrimental. Refusal to flow with the trend is being rustic. Therefore, makes the pursuit boring and obsolete. If we must conquer, we must not just be sensitive to the demands of our environment, but must respond and flow therein. Knowing when to step up or down in any pursuit or circumstance is very, very important. It's a caution and remedy that we need at all times. I have a cousin, brilliant cousin that studied engineering, mechanical also. And he felt that he should go into automobile. He took some training with the local mechanics and was with them. But after some time, I came in with a car that is automated gear system. And I said, brother, in no time this trend will be over. This old trend will be over, and automated gear system will be everywhere. It's already across the globe. Why don't you take a 2 weeks leave from work to go and see how you can learn about it in Lagos? He didn't oblige my advice, but his friend did. Went to Lagos, stayed for 2 weeks. 2 months. When he came back, he became a reference point for that kind of automobile. And imagine, my uncle had to go and learn from him. I was just smiling at them. Being trendy is not about being stylish or following the fashion. of the day. It should be about the capacity to align with the demand of the day in all beneficial endeavor to you and the society. If you are a student and you're emulating, or an apprentice, and you're emulating trendies, or fashions, why don't you extend it to emulating those that are on top in your class or in where you're apprenticing? It is also a fashion to be the best among equals. It's a choice you make for your life goals. If you are a student or an apprentice, emulating that trend or fashion should extend to emulating those that are flying on top of your classes or on top of where you are. It's also a fashion. It's fashionable to be the best in your class, to be the best apprentice, to be a reference point. It's fashionable. Fashion does not only limit to wearing or trending with what is hyping today. Our life pursuit demands a lot of dynamism. If we must know when to start, when to review, when to rest, when to change course, or even when to stop. When a pattern did not work for you, even in your studies or where you're in your apprentice, in your workshops, find out which works and change gear. Vehicles have gears. Why they change them from moment to moment is because when a circumstance overwhelms a gear, you put it in a one that can move it better. It is like that. Imagine manufacturers staying fixated in their original concept. Today, some of them would have been obsolete because they're not moving with time and trend. Changing from a regular position for better, most of the time is considered to be a mistake. They will laugh at you. Some say you may consider it risky. But it should not be seen like that. It should be seen as ways that project could not work. It should be seen as ways the circumstances cannot change. So review and stepping up or down as the case demands is important if we must not strangulate that pursuit. So make the mistake at old age is wrong. Make the mistake now when it can be tolerated. If you are an apprentice, make the mistake. That's why you are there. You are there to make mistake that time. If you're a student, learn and make the mistake, correct it then. That is why you are a student. You have to be taught. If you leave that stage, for instance, if you're working, they recruit you in a place. There's time for induction. There's time for probation. They will wait for you all those periods, allow you make mistakes. Even as a younger senior staff or a senior staff of lower cadre, they can allow you make mistakes. But when they make you a manager and you come with mistake, I think even you will know that it cannot be tolerated now. One of the simplest ways to fail is to respect, postpone, or fear to respond to obvious need for change. If you fear to respond to obvious need for change, you will pay for it. I came out with a design for our Steady Growth Academy. I was excited with the design, thinking that we have done very well. When I called my team to show them, they just told me, "Oga, this one is good though, because they can't tell me it's bad." They were being polite. They said, "Oga, this is very good, but can we look at one or two things?" There are modern roofing that is obtained today. We had to go around the town to convince. I've been seeing them, but it didn't make sense to me. When they showed me, it made a lot of sense. And in that little change, because they are the youths, they know what the youths are looking after. I can tell you that roof may be enough reason why the youths won't come to that place, to that venue. Because it's not looking like their thing. They are youths. They are very young men and women, and they say, "Look, this one." And I oblige them. I tell you, it's not a modern, it can be a modern, they call it modern, but those are the roofing of 50s, 60s that are modified. So I tell you what, you must learn to change. The design came out better. I'm happy with it. Brethren, dynamism in the journey of life and unlocking potential especially is inevitable. Change most of the time cannot be said to be easy. But since it is necessary for sustenance of life, we must respond or adapt to its demands for the better. Paul the apostle met them and they were worshiping another God. He didn't join them in the worship, but he joined them just to see what they were doing. And after he told them, "Let's try my God." And they tried their God. You can see what changed, dynamism. If he was fixated and rustic and said, "Oh," like what we see today, that would have been over. God will give us understanding. Please always subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram. If you don't need this message, push it to those that will need it. Just a small click on your push it to them. You can never say what you're doing to your life. Recently, I didn't know the magnitude of what we are doing until people begin to acknowledge what we are doing. Even people that I thought that they have arrived begin to see sense in what we are saying. We too, I don't think we're just saying and allow the Holy Spirit to do the work. So please, push it out. Push it out. It may not be for you, but it may be for somebody. Thank you very much. Continue to be with us. And God bless you real good.